Hello, my name's Matt and welcome back to Vectra News. Now it has been a while since the last news video we covered, but we are back again now every week from now all the way until the end of this year. But here's what's coming up in this week's episode. Valve's Gabe Newell receives a death threat from a game developer. Rockstar warns GTA 5 players of a beta scam which has been circulating the internet. And the Kickstarter campaign for the game Human Resources has now been cancelled. So let's start this week by talking about a game which was removed from Steam, which is Paranormal Activity. Now you may be asking, why was this game removed? Well, it turns out one of the creators behind the game made a death threat towards Valve's Gabe Newell via Twitter, and this was because a mistake was made on Steam with the final version of the game still showing up as an early access title when the finished product went live. Now understandably, this is something which could affect game sales and put off potential customers, as they may stay away from purchasing something in its early access stage. Although I think one of the creators of the game, Mike Morbeck, may have taken this one step too far when he tweeted this on Monday. "I am going to kill Gabe Newell, he is going to die." Some could say this was said sarcastically and had no serious intention behind it, but then again, claiming to kill someone isn't exactly something that can be brushed aside or taken lightly. There were several other tweets about this mistake on Steam which included plenty of cursing and insults towards Valve's Steam software. However, the tweet considered to be a death threat has since been removed and Morbeck has apologised, stating the following in a blog post on the developer's website to explain and apologise for his actions, and also let people know that because of this he has now left the company. Here's what the blog post said. "Yesterday, Paranormal Activity released out of Steam Early Access, and following some confusion about the state of the game, I became frustrated with Steam and tweeted a series of angry tweets that ended in me sarcastically saying I was going to kill Gabe Newell. A statement I obviously didn't mean, but was regardless completely unacceptable. As a result of my actions, Paranormal Activity, a game made by 4 or 5 people, depending on who you count as team members, was removed from Steam. I feel it is my responsibility to step down from Code Avarice completely so that Steam has no reason to harbour any more ill will towards the company, and maybe even if we can't see Paranormal Activity restored, at least future Code Avarice games may be allowed onto the platform. I'm really deeply sorry that my short-sighted, hot-tempered actions resulted in not only my own dreams and aspirations being destroyed, but those of the entire team I worked with. I'm sorry my statements made Valve and or Gabe uncomfortable and upset. My temper and tendency to use Twitter to vent has been a consistent problem since I entered the games industry, and I just can't do it. I don't have the willpower necessary to be the face of a company. If I do continue to work in games, it will be as an anonymous 1 of 1,000 at some shitty corporation, not the most public figure of a single-digit sized team. I've sold my half of Code Avarice to Travis, given up all my rights to CA as a company and all its intellectual properties. I won't receive any money from the sale of Paranormal Activity or any future games CA develops. I won't be consulted on business decisions, and I won't have any hand in development. I'm out." So these actions have led to Valve removing the game from Steam completely, and Code Avarice have recently started up a petition as an attempt to get themselves back onto the Steam platform. However, there's no guarantee or agreement that if this petition is somehow successful, that the game will go back on Steam. Now let's move from death threats over to scams, as this week Rockstar Games have been warning players of a Grand Theft Auto 5 scam on the internet, which has been tricking people into signing up for a beta that doesn't even exist. The remastered version of GTA 5 for Xbox One and PS4 is literally right around the corner, with a release date of November 18th. So with that being said, plenty of people are excited for this and they'd love to get their hands on the game early, which is exactly why these kind of scams have surfaced recently, as there are probably plenty of gullible people who might try to rush and get this beta access without even questioning whether it's official or if there's anything suspicious at all. Rockstar have warned players that there is no pre-release beta test for Grand Theft Auto 5, and if you do see any ads or solicitations to join a beta program, quite simply avoid them, as they're most likely some sort of online phishing scam. They also have a no beta page which has been up since May 2013, and they've confirmed there are no plans for a beta for PC, PS4 or Xbox One at all. So essentially, if you see a website or a tweet or even a Facebook post telling you to sign up for a GTA 5 beta, just don't do it. So for our final piece of news this week, it's time to talk about a recent cancellation for a Kickstarter campaign for the game that was to be called Human Resources. Now, understandably, many of you have probably not heard of this game at all, or you've never seen the campaign when it was even running. So here's a bit of a rundown of everything you need to know. Human Resources was a game which was being developed by Uber Entertainment, which are the same people behind the title Planetary Annihilation, which was something which was extremely successful on Kickstarter and ended up raising over $2 million in funding. But that was back in 2012, and the game is now playable and available on Steam. So if we fast forward to 2014, Uber Entertainment has made plans for a new game which was to be called Human Resources. The game was set to be a real-time PC strategy game that would involve you commanding an apocalyptic faction that has to fight over humans who are pretty much the main resource in the game. When the Kickstarter campaign was originally set up, Uber Entertainment were looking to raise $1.4 million in funding, and although they did have over 9,000 backers and around $384,000 raised, it was looking like the campaign wasn't going at the pace that was necessary for it to reach the funding goal, and it was because of this that Uber evidently decided to pull the plug. On Monday, the development team did make a post on the Kickstarter page explaining their decisions to cancel and what their plans are for the future. Unfortunately, they have stated that plans to develop and release Human Resources are pretty much over, but they are going to do what they can to bring this to life in some sort of form or fashion. But that's all for Vectra News this week. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and follow us on Twitter and Facebook in order to keep up to date with everything going on in the network. And for even more video game news, reviews and interviews, head on over to vectranews.com where you can find plenty of other gaming related content. But other than that, I've been Matt, and I'll see you later.